When it comes to 2024, it's all about being debt free in the journey that we're on to not only invest, but also to cut a lot of the debt that we have, as well as the expenses that we have in our budget. Now, to do this, it's a really good time to really allocate and look at time and effort into creating that budget. Zero-based budgeting is what I do, and making cuts where needed. So I'm gonna go through a list of things that I am not buying in 2024 that I am really ixnaying off the table. And if you have anything that you stopped buying, let me know in the comments what exactly you stopped buying, and let's go ahead and get into this list. Number one, starting with everyday plastic or recyclable things. Now, a lot of people have moved to, especially we see this with cups, to things that you can use over and over and over. It is not the single-use plastic bottles. It is not, the sandwich baggies, the straws, not utilizing the plastic that is going to go into landfills that a lot of people are not going to use. Now, it is roughly estimated that it is 1,000 years for plastic bags to decompose if they are not made of organic matter or recycled materials, which is kind of crazy when you think you can bring your own bags. Even when you go to other places like Sam's Club, BJ's, Costco, you don't get any bags at all for bigger merchandise. You actually get to carry it out in boxes. Boxes, of course, cardboard that are recycled and easy to break down. Now, second one is jumbo-sized food packages. Now, just like in that same nature, when you look at BJ's and Sam's Club, a lot of the food that they sell comes in a massive package, or you get a ton of this. Now, it can really be either or. So what a lot of people do is they will buy things in these larger packages. They end up throwing out 50% in just food waste, which we know as Americans, we are very notorious for doing. So on average, 38% of all the food in the United States is wasted, amounting to $444 billion in food waste every single year. Now, you might see, fruits and vegetables at a Costco. That is a much better deal. However, again, if you're throwing out 50% of that product in the end, it would have been cheaper to buy the smaller size packages. Just make sure you are monitoring the size and monitoring the waste, and knowing if really buying the cheaper version at a higher quantity is worth it or if it is not. This one, number three, is a personal pet peeve of mine: wrapping paper. Wrapping paper is crazy. It even says in this article, Canadians produce 540 tons of gift wrapping and shopping bags waste every single year. I know in America, it is even higher than that. Gift wrapping is just out of control. Not only does a roll of wrapping paper cost $10 or $15, when you put in the ribbons, when you put in, the yarn, when you do a lot of things, you could do it a different way instead of wrapping it. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy, again, with the cost and how much wrapping paper people actually use. Again, it's just kind of mind-boggling on how much is in there. That goes hand in hand with birthday cards and greeting cards. If you guys have been to a Hallmark, if you've been to a location that sells the Hallmark cards, they're going for like $5, $6, $7, even $10, $12 for a card. Majority of cards people will open, looks nice, has a greeting, a term of endearment. Most people do not keep them. Most people do throw them out. This is the same reason why you can go to the dollar store and they're 50 cents. And if you are looking to mail out a greeting card or a birthday card, majority of people don't even have stamps anymore. I found this to be true. I needed one single stamp. And of course, it was to mail something to our United States government, but I couldn't find a stamp anywhere. Went to a couple different locations. Stamps are 68 cents. So not only can you save money by not sending the birthday card or the greeting card, you can do it in electronic version, which again, people are going to look at, get the same feel from it coming from you. You can customize them. You can make them really, really cool. And a lot of places do have these for absolutely free. You send it over an email, send in a text message, they get an alert, which of course they absolutely love. Open it up, see the message from you, and they love it just as much, if not more, than the birthday or the greeting card. And they can also save it, record it, and have it to have forever. Now, number four, again, another one, subscription services. Average Americans spend $133 per month just on subscription services that go unused. That is right, guys. When you look at your budget, when you think of subscription services, making sure not only the cost, but what is the utility? How much are you using these services? And is it really who of you, to have it? Now, of course, there are a couple of things like Rocket Money that you can go in there. It'll show you all of your subscription services just based on your bill. They can cut out some of these. Now, also, this goes hand in hand with cutting the cord. So cutting the cable, getting rid of Comcast, getting rid of Xfinity. We saved $189 a month. So personally, when it comes to budget wise, bringing up $190 is a game changer when it comes to how much I can invest or how much I can use for debt repayment or actually paying off my house. $189 a month. Again, that is kind of crazy. Now, this is another one that is kind of interesting. Gas without an app or without a discount. So, gas overall, depending on how much you commute, it can be very expensive. However, for me personally, I have a gas station or I use BJ's. Their gas there is significantly cheaper if you are using gas on a regular basis. And when I mean significantly cheaper, we're talking 40, 60, 80 cents cheaper than we're finding it at gas stations locally, which means I know it does require a membership. But if you're picking up things there anyways, getting gas there every single week, you're saving a lot of money. And again, I'm thinking on a weekly basis, if you're filling up, you're talking, $4 or $5 every single week. You're talking $20 plus a month. Right there alone will pay for that annual membership, which I believe right now it's around $55. So literally, if you bought a membership at Costco, BJ, Sam's Club, and you only got gas there when you had to fill up once a week, it is going to pay for the membership almost tenfold when you do go in there, not including anything that you need to get in there. So one of the big things that I noticed is when it comes to the discount, paid subscriptions like Sam's Club, is if you're buying certain things in bulk, it makes an incredible amount of sense if you have the room to store it. So when you look at toilet paper, when you look at paper towel, when you look at a lot of things of that nature, it is about 30 to 40% cheaper than you're going to find anywhere else, depending on the discounts, depending on the rebates, what they have going on. We have found it to be some places 50, 60% cheaper than buying it at your local grocery store, looking at Meijer's, looking at Kroger. It is crazy to see the difference in prices if you really do bargain shop. And of course, having access to the internet makes it super easy to go ahead and buy that. So getting cheaper gas everywhere year to year is going to make a big difference. This is another one that is another pet peeve of mine: cleaning supplies. Now, majority of cleaning supplies are super toxic, which is kind of crazy. I even use just straight up bleach, which we know bleach itself is super cheap, but using bleach to clean my bathroom. But there are so many things, so many DIYs, so many different concoctions or mixes you can do with vinegar, with baking soda, with a lot of things that will work better at literally probably 70% of the cost of buying cleaning supplies. And of course, those are natural products. They are not toxic like we see with all of the chemicals that they put into a lot of the cleaning supplies. So not only on one hand are you being healthier and more environmentally conscious, but on the second hand, you're also saving a ton of money by doing it that way. Brand new clothing. Let's get in this one, guys. If you think for a minute, it's kind of crazy. They're expecting by 2027 around $350 billion is kind of the trend that we're seeing for secondhand clothes. Looking at sites like ThredUp, Poshmark, eBay, Facebook, lot of places to get used or honestly brand new clothing at a massive, massive discount. This also goes hand in hand with toys. When your kids outgrow a toy, putting it up on Facebook Marketplace, we've done that for a ton of stuff as my kids continue to age. It is gone usually within about 10 or 15 minutes at a premium price. But again, you have one person who's getting a good deal, one person who's getting a good value for it, meeting in the middle and making it work incredibly. Your toys are going at a discounted price to a good place for a kid that is absolutely going to love them. A lot of stuff we do donate, but a lot of stuff does go up on the Facebook Marketplace, which goes without saying. They move quick on there. Another pet peeve of mine, ATM fees. It is on average that $4 per transaction for an ATM fee. I don't know how many people are going out and getting quick cash. Most people use a debit card or a credit card, but these are fees that are incurred from not only your institution, but also from the financial institution that you're taking out money. So making sure that whoever you're banking with has locations or fee-free ATMs in your area. Now, a big plug to our credit unions. So credit unions are a member of the shared branching and also a member of the ATM system that can go pretty much nationwide. Almost anywhere you go, they do have a system of ATMs that are completely free, again, nationwide. Definitely look at your credit union if you travel or anything of that nature. Now, one thing to look at, again, we talked about this a little bit, is cable TV. Cable TV is kind of crazy. The average cable TV plan is $84 per month. But when you look at a basic subscription, to YouTube TV or something else that is going to provide you, you're going to save money across the board. When you look at a majority of streaming services, so your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon, also looking at like your HBO, most of them are far cheaper, or you can get them discounted, or you can get them for free, depending what you have. Like I said before, personally utilizing, we have Verizon for our phone plan, which is a pretty good deal. Two phones run about $110 with unlimited everything, which is great. Within that phone plan, we also do have access to Disney. We have access to Hulu. We have access to ESPN, which is, I believe, a $30 value included in that plan for completely free, which of course makes our plan for our phone plan much, much cheaper. But we also get 3 streaming services in return for free. Now, this is another one, morning coffee runs. When you look at the morning coffee runs, you really have to think of if you're doing it daily, if you're really limiting it, how much do you want to spend and how much do you want to stop buying? Me personally, we get morning coffee about once a month because Starbucks is incredibly expensive, $5, $7, $10. Even a coffee for 2 usually runs around 12 or 13 bucks for 2 coffees. Where I do buy them, I buy actually my Keurig pods. They run about 40 cents a cup, a little less than 40 cents a cup. If we're ordering it through BJ's, they have a discount a majority of the time. So I can get my Starbucks coffee for making it at home for probably about 10% of the original price, which is kind of crazy when you think. And I have the caramel, I have the latte machine, we have all of that. So we can make them pretty darn close to what they do have at literally a fraction of the discount. And the final one, which drives me absolutely insane, is the impulse purchases at the grocery store and at checkout. Everyone, marketing wise, is putting everything in front of your face when you're waiting in that checkout line, when you're doing your self checkout. You have to make sure those impulse purchases that you're not picking up. When it comes to snacks, when it comes to chips, and if you've noticed, they have stacked these things so crazy that they have everything you can imagine, but it has drinks, it has snacks, it has chips, it has cookies, it has beef jerky. Everything is there just waiting and trying to get you to pick up those things and seeing if you need it. Now, it has been estimated $2,500 to $3,000 a year is spent in junk, literally just junk and junk food on impulse purchases at checkout. Seeing the gift cards up there, seeing a lot of the little gadgets, the iPhone plugs and kind of the off-brand, everything that they have there. Beware, very careful of it because it can be a very costly mistake to go in there and actually pick up some of this. All right, guys, so those are the things that I am not buying in 2024. Again, let me know in the comment what you guys are cutting out of your budget. And as always, thank you guys for watching.